This was the moment that I realized that I could build a 6-figure wholesale real estate company from anywhere, traveling the world from somewhere like Curacao where I'm at now. It wasn't always like this. When I first started, I was making all the cold calls, I was talking to all the homeowners, I was doing all the follow-ups and all the lead generation. What we're gonna go over today is how I was able to build a team that runs the business for me so that I can spend my time managing the team and then exploring the world. I've gone to over 20 countries so far, so in this video we're gonna break down exactly how I did that. But first, we're gonna have our pre-workout meal before we head to the beach office to get some work done and then hit the gym. So as we get ready, all the stuff that I usually bring with me, super simple, guys. When you're traveling, doing the whole nomad stuff, you don't need a lot of stuff. I'm pretty not materialistic. I don't own a lot of stuff. I need my laptop every day. I got this sweet travel backpack. This thing can hold an insane amount of stuff. It's nuts. So like literally everything I own fits in that backpack and a carry-on suitcase. But we bring the backpack, chargers, pouches, of course, caffeine for the road, and sneakers for when I go to the gym. Because I pretty much exist barefoot or in flip-flops, but unfortunately, the gym requires sneakers, so doing that. But we got a back day today, so we're gonna drive to the beach, knock out some work before my workout. I'm gonna work out around 10:30, and then we will get rolling with the day, baby. Let's go. And before we head out, today also on the agenda is some snorkeling, and I want to see if we can find something cool. I've already seen sea turtles, so that was amazing. I'm not sure what other cool things are to find, but that is also on the agenda. That's another side mission for today. After the working hours, or in the afternoon, gonna go snorkeling, gonna go to Kokomo Beach, which in the comment section below, let me know if you guys know what song that beach is from. We're gonna see, it's a mission, see if we can find something cool. So this is the problem that most wholesalers run into, right? They get started, maybe they close a couple deals, and then they get burnt out because they're still doing lead generation, they're doing acquisitions, they're doing dispositions, they're doing transaction coordination, and they're doing everything. And then they give up because they think that's what wholesaling has to be day in, day out for as long as you ever want to do it. And that's honestly just not the case. You get stuck being the hustler and you're doing every single thing, you're wearing all the hats, instead of transitioning into being a business owner. And that, for me, was the biggest realization, right? When I first was started, I was doing everything, like I was saying earlier. I was just so focused on running everything, and I wasn't gonna put my trust in other people to be able to help me out with scaling the business. And then when I was finally able to do that, that's really what sets you up to then be able to outsource it and be able to work from somewhere like this. And we're gonna dive into all the different ways that I was able to scale and that you guys can implement into your business as well. But one of the key things I want you guys to remember is you cannot scale if you wear all the hats. You have to outsource, you have to hire, you have to train other people. You're gonna take on operating expenses, and that is okay. That is how you grow and scale your company. Just finished up at the beach and headed over to get a workout in today. Like I was saying earlier, we're doing a back day. So I don't have all the clips in the entire workout, but got a couple different things in here. Currently working out, doing about 6 to 7 days a week, kind of take days off when I feel like it. We did just finish a 7-month cut. So lost about 42 to 45 pounds. Now just maintaining and slowly increasing calories back up. I'll be bringing you guys along on the fitness journey as well, because that fitness is a huge part of my life. So, you know, you guys are getting everything from real estate to travel to working out. We had, you know, some lat pull downs, some bicep curls, cable rows. This was a pull day, so doing all that kind of jazz. And then later on today, so I know I spoke about how I'm going to Kokomo to go do some snorkeling. So we're going to go to Kokomo, do some snorkeling. And then there's this really cool little hidden spot that I love to go for sunsets. And I'm probably going to go watch the sunset after the snorkel excursion, which is going to be super cool. And guys, one of my favorite parts about traveling is, you know, you get in a routine to a sense, but you get to have really cool experiences built into that routine, like going snorkeling, watching sunsets from a private beach, or whatever it is. So if you guys are not traveling yet, definitely get into it. So this is exactly how I scaled and how you can too. And there's 3 steps you have to have when you're gonna start scaling your wholesale real estate company. Number 1, you need to outsource lead generation. That is one of the biggest things, especially if you're doing it the freeway or if you're still generating all of your own leads. You know that that is arguably one of the most time-consuming aspects of this business. If you're doing cold calling, if you're doing driving for dollars, if you're pulling your own lists, all that kind of stuff, you know how much time that takes. That is the first thing you need to outsource. The second thing is making sure you have the right systems in place. So making sure you have a CRM where you can track the leads, you can track your metrics, you can see the talk time, you can see how many leads you've gotten, you can see the conversion rates, all that kind of stuff, because you need to start looking at metrics and understanding how your business actually operates. If you're just guessing and hoping deals just land on your lap, it's not gonna happen. And number three, the most important one, is being able to hire and train good employees. Some of the very first hires that you guys should look at is going to be, number one, an internal sales associate. That person's job is also known as a lead manager. Their job is going to be follow up with all the leads that you currently have in your pipeline and then schedule calls or do a warm transfer, which is where they just transfer the call live straight to you and you get on and close. After that hire, you want to look at getting an acquisition manager. Their job is going to be following up with all the leads and closing them and talking to the sellers themselves and getting contracts signed. And then the third and final one is hiring a disposition manager. The disposition manager's role is going to be, once the contract is signed from the acquisition manager, they need to then go sell it to buyers. And in between actually selling deals, they will be continually building up your buyers list. So if you guys are looking to scale, as you start closing deals, please don't spend that money on silly things. Take that money, invest it into paid leads, invest it into systems, and invest it into employees. Mission accomplished. We're here at Kokomo, which is in that Beach Boys song, and just saw some spotted eagle rays. I'll put that footage over here. Apparently they're super rare. My snorkel instructor has been snorkeling and scuba diving here for 4 years and said that they've only seen them 3 or 4 times. So having been here for under a month and getting to see them already, super, super cool. So I hope you guys enjoy that little couple clips of them. Saw some other cool fish that I'll put in here as well. So if you guys are into snorkeling and scuba diving, Curacao has some of the clearest water I've ever seen in my life, but mission accomplished. Almost just ruined a wedding photo shoot. They're about to do it. I'm gonna flip the camera around and see if I can capture it from a third-party POV. Check this out. A little hard to see, but that's okay. She said yes. I love that. It's one of the perks of hanging out on beautiful tropical islands like this. So we hit that workout earlier. My current goals right now are slowly gain muscle. I'm coming off of a 7-month diet, so just finished losing about 45 pounds. Now I'm just trying to maintain the leanness. Slow reverse diet into maintenance, and then a very slow reverse diet or lean bulk. So gonna be trying to keep the leanness, add some size, and I'm gonna be doing it all while traveling the world. You know, so a lot of people say you can't like stick to your diet or it's super hard to when you're traveling. I disagree. It definitely takes practice, but it's something that everybody can work on. So we knocked out some work at the gym. They've got a cool little lounge area, so I was hanging out there, and then went back to the house, had a call with Henry. He is my mindset business coach, right? So he walks me through personal life, business kind of stuff, and keeps me on my A game. If you guys do not have a coach of some kind, whether it's for real estate or personal accountability or fitness or whatever it is, highly recommend you guys get somebody just to be a second set of eyes and keep you in line and keep you working towards what you're supposed to be working towards, right? So having someone there to hold you accountable, having someone to keep you to what you said you're gonna do and give you guidance and just be like an outside perspective, right? Because if you're in your own head, focusing on your own goals, it's very easy to miss opportunities or miss viewpoints that are obviously there to somebody on the outside. So that's where having somebody on the outside to be able to coach you is super beneficial. So Henry's been coaching me for a long time. He's one of the biggest reasons that I am where I am today, living a life like this. So huge shout out to Henry. So if you guys do not have a coach in whatever it is you're trying to pursue or get better at, highly recommend that. Another thing I love to do when traveling is chasing sunsets, always trying to find amazing ones. We're here at Director's Bay in Curacao right now. I'm gonna get you guys a good shot of the sunset as it gets a little bit lower. Right now you can see sun's still a little high in the sky. It's absolutely stunning out here though. Beautiful, got a couple people snorkeling around. I love this area. So far though, my favorite sunsets are probably Greece and Bali. Bali has amazing sunsets, and Greece is unbeatable, but Curacao, I'm loving so far. And that's like one of the great things about traveling, right? Is just not only getting to meet new people, but see new places, experiencing new things, seeing new cultures, trying new restaurants, all this kind of stuff. And like, yeah, you know, not like a bigger house and like a Lambo or whatever is cool and all, but like, you know, the newness of those things fades, right? It's the whole like hedonic adaptation, which is where you just get used to that as the new normal. And, you know, so the Lamborghini is like super cool and fun and exciting for the first month. and then you eventually kind of get used to it. Same thing with the big new house, right? Like I've upgraded cars in the past, I've upgraded where I lived. As you guys saw in my previous video about when I was getting started, how I lived in that 350 square foot apartment over the auto body repair shop. I went from that to like a downtown high rise in St. Petersburg, Florida. Rent there was like $4 grand a month. And you get used to it, you know, you get used to it. That's why I love traveling, right? If you're in a new country every month, every 2 months, whatever it is, like that's how I travel. It's hard not to continuously have new experiences. And a huge view that I have is that life is just a collection of experiences. And if you're experiencing the same thing day in and day out, your life can get boring and it's not as fulfilling and there's not as many cool things and stories and all that kind of stuff. And like just the stories you can tell when traveling the world full time, from the people you meet, the things you get to do, all that kind of stuff is so worth it. So if you guys are trying to get into traveling, you thought about becoming a nomad or do that, I can't recommend it more enough. I've been doing it for, you know, coming up on 2 years now, and it's absolutely my favorite way to live life. It's just the best. So we're here getting some sunset, gonna knock out a couple videos, working on some ads for the back end for the community, which, you know, where we teach you guys how to get into wholesaling. So if you're not in that yet, don't forget to hop in. But yeah, we're gonna dive into that. Before we dive back into the real estate, guys, check this sunset out. This is why we do what we do. This is why we build the systems to run while you get to experience life like this. That's why you do it. That's why you guys need to put your money back into building the systems. Work on hiring, scaling, automating, bringing the right team around you to enable you to live the life that you want. If the life you want is a big house and a Lamborghini, go for it. That's not my vibe. Personally, I don't own a house, I don't own a car. I have zero desire to buy a Lamborghini right now. I'd much rather spend my money on amazing experiences like this. This is what life's all about to me. And here's the coolest part, right? The coolest part of wholesaling, yes, it's hard work. Yes, it takes dedication. Yes, it takes effort. Most people give up because it's hard. And too many people on social media lie about the difficulty of it. It's hard. But wholesaling is the reason that I travel the world full time. If traveling the world full time is something you want to do, virtual wholesaling is probably one of the better things you guys can get into. Because realistically, within 6 to 12 months, depending on your starting point, you could have a 90% automated business that brings in mid 6 figures to 7 figures a year. And you can do whatever you want. That's the crazy part. And all the tools and systems and all kind of stuff that we use internally, they're in the description, right? I always post in there. I want you guys to use them. I want you guys to start scaling your company. We obviously have Freedom Fundamentals. Would love to have you guys join that. It's $1 to get started in the group. If you do want a lot more hands-on help and you've got a marketing budget and you're really serious about it, especially if you want to do the digital nomad lifestyle, I do also have one-on-one. If you guys want to apply for that down below, you can. But there's no reason that within 90 days, you're not closing deals. 6 months, you've got some employees working for you. And then, 6 to 12 months from now, you've got the business with employees that's running, that's closing mid 6 figures to 7 figures a year. There's no reason you can't do that. It just takes that first step. It takes putting the effort. It takes being consistent. And it takes discipline and determination and a vision. And a vision. If this resonates with you, if these sunsets and these views are what you guys want in your lifestyle, wholesale real estate, 100%. I'm here to help. So just remember, when you guys are building your company and you're getting into wholesaling, you're starting to close deals, build a system, build freedom. Don't build a prison. If this is the life you want, let this be the life you chase. Build a system, build freedom.